Now that you've acquired a domain name for your new site, the next thing that you will need in place is a web hosting account. A web host is simply a computer, a server somewhere on the internet, and it's operated by a web hosting company. You sign up for an account there, and essentially they let you build and place your website on their server, and they give it access to the internet. So when people come access your website, they're actually accessing it on a server, so on your web host facilities somewhere on the internet. So what you need to do is go to one of the web hosting companies like HostGator. HostGator is a safe choice, good service, fairly reliable, and the prices are pretty decent. The lowest price right now is at $4 a month if you buy a certain number of years of service. You'd have to look into the details to see exactly what the specs are. You may not want to buy the Hatchling plan, which is their lowest level of service at this $3.96 a month. The $3.96 is actually only if you sign up for 3 years in advance, which you may or may not want to do. You're probably better off with a little bit bigger package that would allow you to have more than one website on the same web host, whereas this Hatchling plan is just for a single website. So you could go with HostGator. A host that I really like is Bluehost. Pricing is a little bit better. I'm very happy with the service there. But there are many choices for web hosts. For your Google News site, you don't need anything extravagant. A shared hosting environment is quite sufficient. What that means is that you will buy a piece of a server. Your website will live on a server with many other websites, and then the web hosting company will make sure that it performs okay. For people who have websites that are going to get millions of hits a month, you might want to have a virtual web server or a dedicated computer, which means that your website would just have a reserved piece of a computer, or if it's a dedicated server, it might have a whole computer to itself. But for the typical news site, particularly when it's brand new and doesn't have much traffic yet, shared hosting environment is completely adequate. Now that you have a domain name and a web host, one other item that you're going to need is a piece of software for FTP. FTP is File Transfer Protocol, but simply it's a piece of software that runs on your PC that lets you copy files from your PC to your website, to your web host. One that I use and that many people use is FileZilla. You can find FileZilla online. It's completely free, it's robust, it's fast, it's well supported, good choice. There are other ones, but if you don't have any idea about what to use, just go ahead and use FileZilla. And I'll show you how to use it when we begin to talk about WordPress and how to install WordPress on your new web server.